Thank you, too, for being here. Appreciate you guys. Obviously, not good enough in any form or fashion in any phase of football for the Memphis Tigers today. It started off bad, and we didn't get the answers and find the problems to get fixed. All three phases, offense. Let's start with the first half. Not be able to convert 4th and 1s in the same situations, would have done it and gone for them again, maybe with a different play call, but we've got to be able to execute. And then the third quarter, just no efficiency, no execution, a lot of things, right? Weren't be able to establish the run game, weren't be able to protect the quarterback. And then when you have 2 turnovers versus a team like that, a fumble and an interception, you don't give yourself much of a chance. And we knew if we turned the football over, it was going to be a long, hard day for us, and that's what it was. And then defensively, obviously, giving up the shots, the tight ends burned us. The play-action pass got us. We did a poor job in all of those phases. We didn't tackle well. We didn't cover well. And it was just a poor showing all around. And then special teams disappointed in our punts. We didn't punt it where we needed to, and the coverage was poor. And obviously, missed an extra point. So all 3 phases weren't good enough. A lack of execution. That starts with me, and I've got to find a way that we've got to be better in every form or fashion, and I'll own that. And like I told our guys in the locker room after the game, you should be pissed, you should be livid, you should be angry. All those feelings and emotions, absolutely. And if you're not, get the hell out of here. I don't want you on part of this team, because what's going to happen is we're going to find out how bad these guys love this program and love each other and how much they're willing to continue to fight. And there's no doubt in my mind that these guys will show up to work with the right approach, but we've got to find ways to execute better. And when it's all said and done, it's a results business. And I don't like the way we played. And did our guys play hard and all that hard? Absolutely. You guys know, well, every time we line up, our guys will play hard and with heart, and we'll never quit. I can promise you that. As long as I'm the head football coach at the University of Memphis, our guys will swing and fight and do everything in their power to play better football and to continue to work. But we'll find out who's really all in tomorrow. We got a short week. Obviously, the pre-snap penalties were very unlike us, egregious in every way, form, or fashion. And watch this film, learn from it, and quickly get ready for a short week in a national television game versus another conference opponent.
When Demir Blankenship starts the game the way he does, and then he has the injury, how much does that just impact the offense when he was having the game he was having?
Yeah, look, let's start with Demir was obviously having a fantastic football game. And our wide receivers, tips and reminders, one of the notes that Coach Smith has is be the spark. And we talked about last week, I even challenged our entire staff, like, man, we got to bring our energy. I don't care what the environment looks like, what it looks like on the sidelines, but we need somebody to go out there and make plays. And Demir obviously was making plays in the first half. And then he gets hurt. I'm not sure the extent of his injury, so I'll know later this week. Hopefully that he's okay. As you guys saw, I think he did try to go back in. But look, we've got plenty of guys that need to be able to step up and fill those roles. So, that void in the third quarter wasn't good enough. And obviously, the turnovers were certainly what hurt us.
And then
just keep going. Yeah, you're fine.
And then the tough choice you had, the decision you had to make on 4th down. I think it was on your 36. Just kind of what went into that in terms of the situation. In
the fourth quarter? Yeah, I mean, we've had these conversations pretty candidly. Analytics said that everything 10 yards. I mean, everything was a go at that point. Because reality, if you held them to a field goal, you understand the scores and the situations that you were. But yeah, I mean, I'd go back to that every time. In fact, regardless, I think that was a right decision because at that point, Frank, I don't want to tell you how many timeouts we had left, but regardless, we're gonna have to burn the timeouts, and then it's not like we were stopping them much on defense, so maybe we could hold them to a field goal or a missed field goal. Find the way. Either way, we're gonna have to score and get an onside kick because we would have been out of timeouts, even if we punted, right? And then they could, if we weren't able to stop them, they could, in essence, maybe find a way to finish off the game there. So you got to be aggressive there because I thought if we were to go back and play this game 100 times, I'd do the exact same thing.
And then when you start the game the way you guys did offensively those first 4 drives, and it's not getting going. Just what is the conversation on the sideline with the offense while that's happening in real time?
Well, so the opening drive, we went down, scored a touchdown. I think the score at halftime was, 24 all? So when you said the offense wasn't getting going, yeah, we had a couple drives that weren't what we needed them to be. I guess if we could score every drive, it would have been 48 points and probably give us a chance to win the game. But yeah, I mean, anytime we're inefficient, it's hey guys, let's go play football and play at a higher level. Obviously, the pre-snap penalties, that's unlike us. No excuses. We practice with crowd noise. We got to have better focus throughout the downs and be able to execute at a higher level. But if you're talking about those fourth down conversions, those are frustrating because on 4th and 1, anytime you get to the 30, even your own or 40, we've had this. We'll go for it, and so would every other team in college football. But no reason. I mean, we've got to be able to go get a yard. And if we can't, the rest of the season is going to be really difficult. And we've proven over the last 2 weeks that. Look, whether it's the play call, and again, I always put that on me. Not good enough up front, not good enough running the football, not good enough blocking any form or fashion. And so that's a hard thing to own, to sit there and say we can't go get a yard. So if that's what you mean by the inefficiencies of the offense in the first half, 24 points again, yeah, you're right. Had we converted some of those, it may have been a different ballgame.
Yeah, I was talking about after you guys started well the way you did.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many times I don't look at stats much right now. But again, anytime we have a law on offense, it's talking to the guys, hey, take a deep breath, calm down. How's the communication out there? What can we do to put our guys in a better situation to have success? We did hit a couple explosive plays. But, anytime, if you don't score every drive on offense, then there's obviously a lack of execution somewhere. And clearly, that's my job to figure out where that is and why that occurs.
You talked about the 4th down conversions going back, just the ones in the first half. You would have made the same decision, and you kind of just mentioned, what about the play call? Like, is that something where you would think about?
Yeah. So one of them was a split zone, and so I'm never going to call an individual player. So I always will say it's on me. I've got to do a better job. I'm responsible for all 11 guys on the field. So we had a couple individuals that got their butts kicked on that play. And that's my job to teach them throughout the week and how to play with better pad level, more physicality, and get their feet in the ground and not to get blown up. But it was truly one-on-one blocking scheme with everybody up front. I can picture exactly what happened in my brain and why it happened, and it wasn't good enough, and we didn't execute, and we got tackled a half yard short. And then the next one was a pin and pull scheme where it was actually blocked really, really well, and we're going to be dead to the backside linebacker. Most of my career, we're usually able to, a guy trying to scrape over the top, be able to get 2 yards, and we weren't able to do that today. So I got to find out, and that's my job to get that fixed and to teach all 11 on the field, whatever it may take to be able to go get that extra couple yards. But yeah, at 100%, I would do maybe a different play. It's always easy to say it didn't work, so yeah, clearly better play call, 100%. Be able to go out there and execute. Look, I thought Coach Ramsey called a phenomenal game. Just got to put ourselves in a better position to go out there and execute.
Defensively, we talked about before the game about their quarterback was obviously playing well and their passing game was good. They had a lot of success, deep passes, stuff like that. What kind of happened there?
Yeah, I mean, they killed us on the play action stuff, right? You saw Jonah, we gave up way too many explosives. And that's disheartening to me because, we bit hard on some of the play action, some of the bootleg stuff. We didn't have much middle field help most of the game. And then when we were challenged to be one-on-one, the tight ends kicked our butt. Let's call it what it is. We got beat, and we didn't do what we needed to in coverage, and that was clear. And let's put it on me, but everybody in the secondary did a poor job in coverage.
What's the feeling like in the locker room in terms of what you're seeing? We're talking about people's eyes. Like, what was that?
Yeah, absolutely, Jonah. The one thing, just like in wins, but in losses, and obviously we've had 2 on the year, which is we should have none. I gathered the entire team was close to me. I want to be able to see everybody's eyes. And how I started with was I said, first off, I always say, I always put it on me. When you write your articles, put it on me. But clearly we weren't ready. We didn't execute. And I said, but then I'm pissed. I'm really, really frustrated because every single person in the organization is to blame. This is one of those, like, man, I'm blaming everybody. And everybody has to understand we're in a results business, and we have to do a better job. We have to go out there and find a way. Offense, defense, special teams, not good enough at all. And so ultimately, I've got to look and say, okay, what do we need to do differently? Because we didn't play like we're capable of. We see flashes here and there, but that's not what good teams do. Good teams are consistent. Good teams go out there and execute at a high level. Now, you're always going to, look, no one's out there going to go shut out and beat everybody 48-0. I know that's what we'd all like. I would too. But we didn't. And so what I did, Joe and I gathered the guys, and I said, I want to see everybody's eyes. And I talked about that. And I talked about you should be frustrated. And if you're not, I don't want you a part of this program. Anybody. I don't care who you are. I'm responsible for about 200 people. And if anybody is not bought in and not disheartened, but there's a big difference between, hey, man, screw it, the year's over. We can't go to the playoffs. BS. Over my dead body. And so we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep swinging. And I want to see that hurt in their eyes. And then I want to be able to see who's going to show up tomorrow with the right type of attitude. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be there with damn pom-poms and cheering and inspirational BS. Do we have the discipline to go out there and get better? Because it's a short week. And so you guys know I use the mantra all in, and I'm going to be able to find out truly who's all in. I got 200 people. It's going to be gut check time. And guess what? The only thing I've ever known my entire career, 26 years of coaching, is you work harder. You dig deeper. Right? You become more efficient. You become smarter. You find the damn answers. And that's what we'll do. And that the great news is, we got 82 young men on this roster that traveled with us today. They'll dig deeper, and they'll find a way, and they'll believe, and that plane ride's going to be pretty damn quiet on the way home. And then we'll come in tomorrow and say, okay, let's learn from this, but, man, we better hurry up and get ready. Rice beat this team. And so every game has its own challenges, and so and I got to look in the mirror myself and say, okay, what can I do to get better? And I got to find that out soon.
Like you just mentioned, obviously, you have Rice short week next week. How are you kind of taking on, obviously, we talked about in the offseason about the playoff and the AAC title and things like that, and in this game, how are you kind of taking that all in, knowing that it's just a game at the end of the day?
Just a game. It's my life. It's just a game means absolutely.
Well, I mean, there's another one in front.
Oh, hell, okay, yeah.
No, that's, yeah.
This is how I feed my family. So it's more than a game. But yeah, no, look, we've taken this 1-0 mindset approach every single time, and that will never change. I told our guys, we're going to look up when the regular season's done and see what happens. All right, I can't control what Boise State does. I can't control what Navy does. All we can do is go out there and improve ourselves. I've found in my life, if I'm too worried about what other people are doing, man, then I'm not taking care of the business at home. And we've got enough, clearly, things to work on our own front porch that I can't sit there and wonder what's going on. Yeah, do I look at scores? I'm not oblivious to everything. But, man, our guys, we've got to have – and you guys have heard me use the word blinders all the time. We're going to put the blinders on and go back to work, and that's all that matters. The only thing we can do right now to help control our future is find a way to improve and find a way to get better this week and have I'm telling you, we're going to have the best damn Sunday you've ever seen in your entire life tomorrow. And so Sunday's a Monday for us, and it's going to be the best from everybody in our organization, I can promise you that. And then when we line up on Monday, it's a Tuesday practice. We're going to have the best Tuesday practice we've ever had in our entire lives. 26 years of coaching, it's going to be the best Tuesday, Monday, whatever the hell it is, of my entire life. And everybody in the organization is going to follow suit. I can promise you that, and we're going to sit there and have immense focus. And we're going to have the guys ready to go play Rice because that's the only thing that matters currently within our organization. Learn from this and go find a way to go 1-0 next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.